Welcome, acolytes. I'm Graveseeker, and this is Illuminati. New leaked DMs are shocking from VangelinaSkov. Wait, did I? Yep, more or less correct. And yes, the Illuminati drama still continues for some reason. But I mean, let's hear her out, what she actually has to say, because she had pretty much directly to do with her, so yeah. And by the way, I feel like, of course, I'm gonna start it a bit differently this time. Please support her if you like her content. If you look at my content, then please also look at hers, just because it actually helps in the freaking distribution of the video afterwards. And of course, if you like my content, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, press the notification button, and look at my live streams. I'm gonna live stream at no particular time. Just click on those and then just watch it afterwards, because I just don't have any real times for it. It's just it happens when it happens. But let's start.
Show all of the ways that she has been talking about. Today's video is sponsored by Delete Me. More on them later. Okay. Illuminati's DMs have just been exposed, evil, and they show all.
Yeah, and by the way, if somebody doesn't know it, Illuminati, a big streamer that actually does anti-corruption things against big firms, and she's basically a giant hypocrite, bitch, and a manipulator.
All of the ways that she has been talking about the current controversy behind the scenes. And not only that, but we also get a look into all of the ways in which Illuminati has been trying to paint herself like the victim and a martyr. Well,
of course, as the victim, because what else these days? What the freak would you do else? I mean, paint yourself as the victim and reap the rewards.
All of this situation has been going on. Now, where has this all come from? Well, a creator called FPS Diesel has recently exposed Illuminati's Discord DMs. If you were not aware, Illuminati has a Discord server for her patrons. This is not unusual. This is something that a lot of creators do. Now, if you know how Patreon works, you know that there are different tiers that you can join, and each of those tiers comes with different benefits. By the way, join my Patreon. Sorry.
Nice, like the friend. Don't say sorry about it. It was perfect.
I kind of had to. Now, the top tier patrons, so the people who are paying the most, get access to a private channel within the Discord server. So as you could probably assume, the people who are willing to pay the most amount of money to get into a private Discord channel are going to be the biggest fans and most likely defenders of Illuminati. And FPS Diesel joined the highest tier of her Patreon in order to be able to access this private channel. So he was paying a whopping $30 a month to access.
I think after I get a bit bigger, I need to do a Patreon Discord. $30 a month for basically nothing. What the fuck?
This channel, and he has been.
This is coming on its purest form. I mean, I would also open a Patreon, but I mean, after I actually get everything, I plan actually to opening of a Patreon, and I don't want to do a Discord open for everyone, because this invites toxic people. Except, of course, exceptions where I will invite individually, but that's planning in the freaking far away future. But demanding $30 for that, damn, that's hard.
Been doing this for 5 months, the entire time that this controversy has been going on, from the time that she had her little beef with Legal Eagle over false plagiarism claims, through the Twitter threads that were made about.
Yeah, that was, by the way, funny. She claimed with the Legal Eagle situation that he actually stole some kind of banner of his, or a video thing. Yeah, it was basically a banner in the background. It was so freaking funny. Like, it was so stupid and funny. It was just disgusting. Oh, I just can't. It's
about her from former Sad Milk members about how she is seemingly a terrible person, all through her response video where she cried about Oz Media and also threw people under the bus and shared sensitive information about them, and former members of Sad Milk coming out with their own videos. The most recent of which was Oz Media's video.
Oh yeah, this is Oz Media, by the way. He was her boyfriend. Really not a nice situation with them both. Like, she manipulated him financially, and he was, well, I mean, he was plus 18, so in my opinion, still a grown-up as man, so he should know better. But, you know, at the other hand, if you're 18 plus, most of us are dumb shits at that age, so...
video in which he revealed that he and Blair had been dating for 3 years. I have made a video on that. In fact, I've made a video on everything to do with this situation. Link is in the description. Now, the dedication...
And by the way, she did good stuff. Really good stuff.
That you have to pay $30 a month to join this channel. And not only that, but to keep up with the messages, to join the voice calls that they had. And there are voice calls just to keep up with what Illuminaughtii was saying behind the scenes is astounding. I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't have done it myself, just because that seems like a lot of effort and a lot of money to go to.
Effort, it's a freaking scam. Let's be honest. How I would do it, by the way, if I was her, I would just, the behind the scenes, I would just hire someone that does this and just gets the information out. And a lot of people probably join the Discord, so I would just pay in percentage. Like, okay, you get, I don't know, like 20% of the entire payments of the freaking Discord. Like, I would do it this way.
But, you know, somebody did it and the information is there. And now we have a lot of information, really. Because, like I said, this has been ongoing for months. And this whole time, it seemed that Illuminaughtii was being pretty quiet about it. Now, she did make her video.
Yes.
That was not quiet. That was quite a loud video. And she really did attempt to assassinate everybody's characters in that video.
Yep,
she also did
this wasn't a video, this was a pure assassination attempt. This was it was all.
Make a post about the situation on her community tab and on Twitter. And in that, she kind of really did make it sound like it was an advertisement. Like she was trying to reiterate, these are false allegations. They're false allegations. I'm going to hypnotize you into thinking that they're false allegations. Ooh. But beyond that, she hasn't really said much. She has been staying silent. She's not addressed any new stuff that's come out. She's just been making videos as normal, doing her things, slapping lawsuits against people and cease and desists and all of that, but not really saying anything about it.
And by the way, from what I actually learned this far, if you go in a drama like she did, like Illuminaughtii did, that's the best way to handle it. Just totally ignore it. A lot of people will know, okay, she will lose some things, but she won't die.
Or so we thought. Because as it turns out, while she has been staying silent publicly, she has been talking in this private Discord channel for her top tier patrons about this situation and about other things as well. I do also need to emphasize really importantly before we move on that even though I'm going to be showing messages that are real messages, everything that I'm saying about the controversy and anything else involving Illuminaughtii or any other individual group or company is opinion based. Everything said in this video is based on opinion and speculation and is not meant to defame or harass anybody, any individual group or company. Don't sue me. That wouldn't be very nice. Thank you. So
I don't know if that was correct, because would I say right after this day that this is my opinion? I probably don't think so, because what the fuck is else? It is my opinion about a lot of things I'm talking about here and what you are talking about. Of course, it's your opinion. There are some objective facts with evidence you can actually back up. That's objective, but you still get your opinion. There is no such thing as a purely self-opinionless thing. 100% objective, because no matter how hard you try, you always get a bit of your own thing in it. Thinking. It is just what it is.
Well, let's get on with the messages, shall we? Because first off, let's start with some of the things that she had to say about Oz Media, somebody who has now been revealed to be her ex-boyfriend. And again, if you need all the details or a reminder, link in the description for a video about that. I'm not going to reiterate it all here. But the gist of it was that Oz Media has alleged certain things about iilluminaughtii that make it seem as if she was abused in the relationship. At least financially, emotionally, and spiritually. I don't know why I said that like there was a list of 3 things. It was financially and emotionally. Before I move on with the rest of the video, though, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, Delete.
Sorry for that, but I'm gonna skip it, my lady. Okay.
Band of loyal Discord members and Patreon members, she has been painting it as if Oz Media is the one who has been abusive. However, she does not go into detail about this, and she does not give...
It's more or less as if a kid argues, like, or let's say it like this, like one of my colleagues in the workplace. I tell him, hey, you did this and this wrong, this and this, how can we fix it? And he just says, no, I didn't. It's basically the same, arguing, how is it called? Basically the same grade of arguing. Oz Media actually, like, at least he went into detail about everything, and Blair was just like, no, I didn't. No.
Any evidence to this. And very importantly, the claim that Oz Media is the one who is abusive does not in and of itself refute the claims that iilluminaughtii was abusive. So if we say, worst case scenario, that what she's saying about Oz Media is true, that does not inherently clear her of any wrongdoing. Unfortunately, both things can be true at once, and even more unfortunately, iilluminaughtii has proven herself to be somebody that is untrustworthy. So although she is making these claims, she gives us no reason to believe them other than she is trying to paint an ex as the one who is in the wrong, in the same way that she seems to try and paint every person who has left her life as being the one who is in the wrong, despite evidence to the contrary. But in her words, he's just a bitter ex who is masterminding.
And by the way, I think, don't misinterpret this, but how she did it was good. Like, it was really nicely manipulative. She did everything like correctly as you should if you want to manipulate people. Like, she really lives her name. Like, she's really a, well, bitch.
This whole thing. Saying as he even went as far as to tell her employees that she cheated on him and that the channel would be going down soon so that they need to look for new jobs. Essentially saying that he plotted this whole thing. He knew he was going to take down her channel, and so he told them to get new jobs. Which, firstly, if you are going to be doing a massive mastermind plot of taking down somebody's channel, you'd probably keep it to yourself and not tell the employees who could then relay that, or for the messages to be there in a court of law. Just saying, you might say that if you're just concerned about the trajectory of the channel and warning these people.
Destroyer of careers, a small YouTuber, fucked it, just doesn't do a lot. Yeah, it is what it is.
Hey, this doesn't look good, maybe you should go. You would say that, and you would have that paper trail, because you wouldn't be plotting some kind of mastermind scheme to take down the oh-so-great iilluminaughtii. Now, to continue on with the character assassination of Oz Media by iilluminaughtii, she also had claimed that he had sent a video of dying hamsters to a Discord member, and did this with the sole intent of upsetting them because he thought it was funny, and he knew that this Discord member loved hamsters. This really did paint him as a bit of a psycho, and then when I was hearing that, I was kind of thinking to myself, wait, well, did he actually do that? That's kind of gross. But as it turns out, he has provided FPS Diesel with the actual clip that he sent, and it's just of a bird. I'm sure you've seen the clip before. It's a bird spinning a hamster wheel with a hamster in it quite fast. But the hamster's not dead or dying and the hamster is fine. I personally don't like that clip because I don't like any clips where animals might be upset. But I know not everybody sees it that way, and if there's no actual harm being done, then it's kind of okay. I just don't like it. Important to remember though, just to be fair on all sides, we are just taking Oz Media's word for this. And in fact, we're taking FPS Diesel's word that he had Oz Media's word.
Yeah, and maybe I forgot to actually clarify it. It was only Oz Media's word against her word, but after what she actually proven to be, like her character, as she actually is, and how she how's it called? How she actually reflects herself. It's basically, I would say, it's extremely realistic that she is the bad guy here. Like it's pretty on the nose. Like I would believe in a heartbeat that that's how it happens. I could be still wrong, but I believe his side way quicker than hers. And it's not because she's a bigger YouTuber. I don't give a fuck about that. I only give a fuck about actually finding out what's actually true behind it, and yeah, that's basically all.
On this. We don't actually know if this was the clip that was sent. We don't have any screenshots or proof of this, so it may or it may not be true. If true, not cool at all on his part, but again, and I feel like I'm going to be repeating this a lot, I don't trust iilluminaughtii, and I don't think she's a very trustworthy person. She does have a tendency to twist the truth and to exaggerate things, to make everybody else look terrible and make herself look great. And she does this a lot, by the way. You can see in these messages a lot of the ways where she tries to let everybody know how great she is and how much she does for other people. One example is there are a lot of conversations of her talking about her sister in quite a lot of detail, which I honestly think is inappropriate.
Gaslighting, by the way.
To be fully honest, if I found out my sister was talking about me and my personal life in Discord with a bunch of people she doesn't know, I would be furious. However, I do not think my sister even knows what Discord is, so I'm safe. But she goes on and tells the story about how her candle company...
Your sister is a very blessed person in that case. Probably.
lost a ton.
No, a very blessed, like she's blessed. If she doesn't know what Twitter or Reddit is, even more like a freaking God sent human.
Of money in damages because of something her sister did wrong, and then claims that her sister committed insurance fraud by lying to the police or the insurance company about how this fire took place. This, firstly, is really sketchy to me because iilluminaughtii points out that her mum had told her she should fire her sister. So if iilluminaughtii, right, follow me here. Follow me on this one. If iilluminaughtii has the power to fire her sister, that means iilluminaughtii is in charge, right? You follow? And in fact, iilluminaughtii says that this business was something that she wanted to do because she's so great and she wanted to help her sister and her friend who are going through a hard time because she's so wonderful and so generous and so great. So if she is in charge, why would it be the sister who's committing insurance fraud? Surely if it's your business, it's your responsibility. Just food for thought. But she doesn't fire the sister because she's so wonderful. And then she continues talking about the sister in other situations about her relationship and how she's trying to help her sister out and she's so glad to see her happy because iilluminaughtii is such a great person. And
no, and by the way, just so I'm clear here, if you really put your family members that don't even want to do this, like, out there, and mix your private things with internet things, you're scum. Like, come on. I don't mix the freaking things with my family. I don't release their personal drama or information or anything like that. Why should I? That's scummy. Don't talk about that with freaking people who don't know shit about it. Like, come on.
Beyond the sister thing, there are other ways that she talks about how fantastic she is all the time. It's like she constantly needs to be reminding people, look how good I am. She talks about, wanting to be able to have extra money to donate to charity again, but she doesn't at the moment. More time to volunteer, because she volunteers, because she's fantastic. And she also talks about how her channel is struggling financially after all the controversies, and that she is only getting $600 a month. She's only paying herself $600 a month so she can continue to pay people, because she is what? So great. Now, I do think that's a good thing to do if your business is struggling financially and you can afford to do that because you have multiple streams of income.
And by the way, if you're... Oh, that's my dog. Wait a second. Well, who let the dogs out? Clearly me. Let's continue.
She apparently does, to pay yourself less so that you can pay most of your employees, although some of them had to be.
And by the way, always diversify your income. That's the most important thing. Because if she, instead of investing in BWs, BMWs in Germany, if she invested in actually something different, she would... Well, I mean, it still would be a problem, but at least she would have enough money to survive herself. Because if your actual company is in danger, you pay less for yourself, or even nothing, and actually get the freaking money out of the diversified money that you actually invested somewhere else. That's normally the case.
Or will have to be made redundant. But it's just the way that she goes on and brags about these things. She just has some weird kind of complex about being a good person. I feel, however, that potentially a really good thing to do if you...
Yeah, I mean, everybody has these days has a weird complex about being a good person for some reason. People get off on it. I mean, if you're a good person, you're a good person, but don't rub it in everyone's face, just do it.
Have a complex and you feel the need to be a good person is, you know what, this is groundbreaking, right? You be a good person.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I should give TED Talks. You don't do terrible things to people and lie about people and throw them under the bus and financially and emotionally abuse them. You don't do those things, and then you're a good person. That's all. But let's bring it back to Oz Media, shall we? Because if you thought I was done talking about all the ways that she tries to shit talk Oz Media, I am not done. She also claims that he was given a budget by her editors to build them a computer for editing. But something was wrong with it, something to do with the motherboard. It wasn't compatible. You don't need the technical details. All you need to know is that it didn't work. And he, in her words, gaslit the editors into thinking it was normal. She does not show any concrete proof of this, by the way, so it really is just her word.
What the fuck? If something doesn't work in that way, normally the entire thing doesn't work, or am I... Yeah, normally it just won't start entirely. I think. I mean, I built my PCs myself, so... Well, not really. I built my PCs myself for some time, then I actually paid for it because, well, it's still time intensive. And if the motherboard isn't compatible with the PC, I mean, what does she mean with this? Isn't it compatible with the power source? Yeah, then the entire thing doesn't go. But then the freaking saying, yeah, but this is normal, like, it doesn't make, I don't know, irrelevant. I'm thinking
and again,
way too hard about it.
I would like proof of this. And if there is proof, concrete, undeniable proof, I will believe her. But according to Oz Media, or as so we are told by FPS Diesel, this is just not true. It's just not a true story. It's not even a story that's based in truth. It's just completely made up. So
fiction.
I don't know. There seems to be a lot of this, of stories that are just made up. There are other messages of her calling Oz Media the bad person in their relationship and calls him a narcissist and says he doesn't care about other people's feelings, which, by the way that these people speak in this chat, it's so strange to me. Like, everything is so dramatic. Actually, it's not even the way that all of the people speak in this chat. It's just the way that Blair speaks in these chats. Everything's a big quote. Everything's a big moment. Everything's like, just like, look at some of the ways that she phrases things. It's not how people speak naturally, and it just feels like everything in her head is some kind of like Marvel movie, and she's just trying to have her superhero moment. But here is the biggest claim that's being made, which is that she's spoken to her lawyers and they say that she has a case for financial and emotional abuse against Oz Media through the courts. So not only is she trying to foreclose on his home, as we discussed in the last video, based on the almost $200,000 that he apparently owes her because of an agreement that he signed, which, according to people in my comments, in a way which was under duress, just an opinion, not even my opinion, maybe. She's now adding to the mix a case for abuse, which now we don't know if this was taken to court. We don't know if this has started in the motions or if it's just a blanket statement or a bland threat. If she is telling the truth, and I have to say if she is telling the truth because I wasn't there, I don't know what happened in this relationship. Nobody knows what happened except for them
2 years.
and maybe lawyers.
But let's make a realistic assumption. How does Blair behave? How does Oz behave in this case? And as I said before, except I actually forgot the word, but as I said before, the behavior of both parties speaks to their true character. Or it should. It could also be that Oz Media is just a freaking master manipulator that just does everything perfect to the freaking point and perfectly does everything. Do I believe that? No, I think it's unrealistic to actually even come to those conclusions because, well, let's be honest, he's a little dumbass. Like, if you know anything about it, he's a little bit of a dumbass. It is what it is. Blair, on the other hand, everything she done, everything she said, everything she read down, in every single case she behaves, she seems to be a very manipulative person that actually abuses the contacts and the partners she have. Now, is it a guarantee that she does it? No, but let's be honest here. If you have a behavioral pattern, point for point for point, at some point it's a line, and if you go on a line, you know where it goes.
If that is true, then I am very sorry for her because not even she deserves that. However, and I'm gonna say it again, she's not a trustworthy person, and she has been shown time and time again in ways that seem almost undeniable in my own humble opinion that she just twists the truth and lies about people in any given opportunity. And given the fact that Oz Media has made claims, he's not used those direct words, but made claims that she had done those things to him, could this not be projection on her part? Could this not be her trying to twist the narrative and say, no, actually, he did that, not me. He did it. She gives me...
It could be, but I always ask myself, is it realistic to assume that it is so? And in this specific case, yes, it is realistic to assume that this could be the case.
No reason to believe her, and I've said it so many times and I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I probably am, and you're probably sick of me repeating myself, but if there is evidence and if she shows it, then I will believe her. I will change my mind and believe her, but currently I have absolutely no reason to believe anything that this woman says, unless she provides evidence of any kind, of some kind. And on the financial aspect, I kind of find it difficult to at least understand how he could have been financially abusing her when she had the higher income. She was lending him money and even made it official, so I don't understand how that actually makes sense. If somebody can...
It doesn't make sense that it's abuse, to be honest. Like, I don't see the abuse part in it. I mean, honestly, I just think it was her, how's it called, sugar mama or something like that. Maybe this was the case. Who knows? but I don't think there is financial abuse directly involved in this with those two particular people, except from the side of Blair against him, because as I said, he was a young man at that time, and he's, as he is in his YouTube videos, he's a bit of a dumbass and probably actually fall for her. I actually wouldn't even be surprised about that.
Can enlighten me, go ahead, because I've been trying to figure out a way that makes sense and it just doesn't to me. Now, the situation with Oz Media was not the only thing that Blair was discussing in these Discord chats, because she's kind of been talking about everything behind the scenes, and wow, my voice just kind of broke in a really weird way that because she just kind of been talking about everything behind the scenes this whole time. They know everything before everybody else does. They knew that she was planning legal action. And remember that statement that we talked about that she made on Twitter and on her YouTube community tab? She even ran that by them before she posted it to get their feedback. They knew everything first. And she said a lot more in those chats too, like the fact that she apparently has a Google Drive full of blackmail of people who have wronged her. Now, whether that means a whole Google Drive of stuff about these Sad Milk members, or of literally anybody who has crossed her path in the wrong way.
I think it's everybody that crossed her way, and she assumes they actually backstabbed her. And even if not, who in their right mind holds an entire thing that just to blackmail someone? Because blackmailing someone and evidence are two very different things. You can blackmail someone with evidence, but evidence isn't blackmail.
Including myself, I don't know. I will say, I don't think I have anything to hide, but I hope there's nothing about me
And by the way, she can also make stuff up, and I actually think this
in that Google Drive. Because remember when the whole Creepshow art thing came out, and then she released her own Google Doc, which said that she had given me money. So how dare I criticize her? Which, she never gave me money. This is so, to this day, I'm so annoyed about this. That just did not happen. Lied. So God knows, now I'm worried there's going to be something about me, and it's going to be yeah, I gave VangelinaSkov 50 quid once. So for the record, iilluminaughtii has, in fact, no YouTuber has given me money. Can we get that out of the way? Thanks. I'm not going through that again. I think some people still believe that happened.
And by the way, if some people still believe that happened, even though you actually say against it, and it doesn't really matter, if the opposing person doesn't throw any evidence, then just fuck him. Just fuck him.
Of course, there are other fun little tidbits in these group chats as well, like the fact that she used to be a conservative, that she has a concealed carry license for a gun, concerning that she's not a landlord, despite the fact that she wanted to start her own company down. We'll ignore that, I guess. And that she might go into teaching business ethics at a university, which is the funniest thing you could possibly tell me. Miss fired an employee for not meeting a deadline before the day of the deadline is gonna be teaching business ethics. I can't. Oh yeah, and she might be writing a book about getting cancelled, which is just... There is another part to all of this as well, and it's not just that there are messages. There are also video chats that these groups had, and FBS Diesel does show one of these, or at least part of one of it. He showed a little snippet in his video and then a longer segment in his live stream, and I will say the majority of it is not worth listening to. It's really boring. It's genuinely so boring. They mostly just talk about BMWs and OceanGate and baking. Although the OceanGate thing was interesting, because she says that she doesn't feel bad for the billionaires who died, because you can't become a billionaire without exploiting people, which I just thought was ironic coming from her.
That I take a look at OceanGate or whatever. And while I agree with them that episode would be corporate casket worthy, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about covering it, I guess. The only person I feel bad for in that expedition is the 19-year-old kid, because the 19-year-old on that, apparently the aunt is speaking and already has talked to people or something, but the 19-year-old has the fear of the ocean. He's been terrified of the ocean. He hates the ocean.
Oh my
He never
God.
wanted to go near the Titanic. And his dad is obsessed with the Titanic and essentially pressured him as well. It's Father's Day.
Yeah.
Like the rest of them, you know, I kind of stand by the fact that you can't become a billionaire without exploiting people in the process. So for all like the billionaires, I don't really feel much sympathy because they've probably lived a life far greater than any of us will ever experience.
But a very interesting point about the drama and the controversy itself.
By the way, I agree with the point of billionaires will experience a way nicer life than we ever will. Yes, basically. But is it possible that you get a billionaire without exploiting people? I would assume so. Yes, assume. Because I don't know 100%, but I assume if you just sell something that's non-exploitative, or if it's an entertainment thing, I mean, yeah, people can buy it, but they don't have to. Like, it's, yeah, I assume.
Is a part in the voice call where she says this.
We were discussing up there about doing like kind of things to do when the channel comes back, the lawsuits are over, you know, all that kind of fun jazz, and how to like really help make like a separation between like me and then like the brand, you know, air quotes, the brand.
I'm going to reiterate this for you. When the court cases are over and the channel is back. Now, this is referring to the fact that since all of her wrongdoings were exposed, her views have gone down and people have been unsubscribing because, understandably, people don't want to watch somebody like that. So she is saying that when she goes to court and is vindicated by the court, which she believes will happen, which again, you know, if she's right, if she is telling the truth and she has the evidence, then I hope she is vindicated. I haven't seen any evidence to that yet. But she believes that when this happens, her channel's just going to pick back up. The views are going to go up and the subscribers are going to come back.
Nah.
Does she realize that viewers are real people who choose where to invest their time? Like, they're not just mindless drones that are like, this person good, watch this video. They're actually real people who go, oh, I like this creator, I'm going to watch this creator. Oh, or I'm interested in that topic. If you have been exposed for doing terrible things, a court case is not suddenly going to bounce your numbers back up. That's not how this works. These are real people who are choosing where to invest their time. Just does not make any sense. But I think she's prepared for that as well, because apparently she is planning to rebrand as Prism of the Past or something like that. But you know what? Probably the real reason that her views aren't going to go up is not because, you know, she won't be vindicated by the court. It's actually because we're all stupid and brain dead and can't see the facts and the evidence, and I'm not gonna tell you the facts and the evidence. But there it is. This whole time that we thought she was just staying silent, she has just been doing the same stuff she always does, which is talking crap about people and trying to make herself look like the victim. Basically, so I don't know, Blair. Maybe court will vindicate you. Maybe we are stupid. Or maybe you're just not a good person. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then why don't you leave a like and a comment and let me know what you thought about everything we discussed today. And if you don't want to comment about that, then leave me a comment and let me know what is your favorite color of the rainbow. Rainbow colors only, not the other colors, only rainbow colors. And don't you tell me that all the colors are in the rainbow. I mean a cartoon rainbow that a child would draw with crayons, okay? I want from those 7 colors, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Which one? I guess I like indigo, maybe blue. I'm gonna go with indigo. Why am I so aggressive about the rainbow? I'm so sorry. Yeah, please do subscribe. I don't think I've said this in a video yet. I'm not sure. I don't think I have. But I did do a live stream, and I just want to say again, thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. It genuinely means the world to me. And I did all my sappy stuff in the live stream so that I wouldn't do it here and bore the people who don't want to hear it. But just know, I genuinely am so appreciative. It means so much to me, and I still don't believe it. So thank you so much. Anyway, yes, like, comment, share, do all the things that I'm supposed to ask you to do at the end of a video, including following me on social media. I go by VangelinaSkov everywhere. Thank you very much. And also, once again, a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video. Thank you so much for...
Good. I say the same thing. Thank you so much for watching, by the way. If you liked the video, you know what to do. And if you liked her video, watch it again on her channel, just so she gets the freaking goodies out of it. And show her some love. And good night, accolades.